So today's question is a question I've been getting a lot, not just lately, but over time. People say, how come David Wolfe is fat? I mean, he wears a poncho, but you can still tell he's a bit chubby. What's up with that? And there's a lot of, David Wolfe, he's got a lawsuit against me at the moment. I got a letter from the Supreme Court in San Diego. Duran Rider versus David Wolfe. Hilarious. I don't hate David as a person. I do hate the information he spouts out about you can't be vegan, you can't be all raw. It's all fanaticism, 100%. Fruit's bad. Shouldn't eat bananas, things like that. That's what I hate. So I was banned from Dave's talks in Australia and all sorts of crazy stuff going on. So I don't hate Dave as a person. Nothing personal, Dave. I'm not going to kill you, mate. I know Dave had a personal bodyguard around his tour in Australia because apparently I was meant to kill David Wolfe. Doing right at, slaughters David Wolfe. I mean, in a debate, definitely. Realistically, I'm all about peace and love and honest love, tough love. So why is David Wolfe fat? I mean, Dave Wolfe is like a self-proclaimed authority on nutrition, raw food nutrition, superfoods, herbs, all these things. How come the dude is overweight? And he's not obese, but he's not in shape. People say, he's got man boobs. I saw him out, he's got, sort of man boobs. He doesn't have bitch tits and doing steroids. We've got sort of blubbery man boobs. Maybe it's the colostrum. I don't know, deer placenta. I don't know what it does to your body. People saying, Harley, how come he's fat? I mean, like, what's the deal with that? It'd be unfair of me to judge someone who's just been doing it for 2 or 3 years, like a newbie who's, come from really, large weight, 400 pounds down to, 200 pounds or whatever. That would be unfair of me to judge that. I'm big on judgment. I'm big on critically thinking. I encourage judgment. I encourage, positive criticisms, negative criticisms, perhaps. Critically thinking, I encourage that. So people don't just go, here's my MasterCard. You got to judge, man, because the hucksters will just gank you. And you got to judge so you can help other people. So Dave Wolf's overweight. He's been doing it for 17 years. You know what I mean? He wasn't a big guy to start with. So if David Wolfe was 800 pounds when he started, he's doing good right now. He was a pretty fit looking guy when he started. And he's just been going up, more fat around the man boobs and the spare tire around there. So what's going on there? Dave Wolfe says fruit will make you fat. All those simple sugars, fructose, liver, all this stuff, it will make you fat. You know what I mean? But then he says that all us fruit eaters are too thin. So hang on. So which one is it, Dave? It's so fruit makes you fat. Dave Wolfe says that, don't eat too much fruit. He says, fruit's fun food. Don't eat too much. Never says how much is too much. Just says that, 30 bananas a day is run by maniacs, these psychos. Doug Graham is some loser. Saying that Doug Graham, is like, doesn't exist. Pretends that all these people don't exist. And we have the fat poncho wearer saying, don't eat too much fruit. And then, I've heard Dave say that fruit, nothing will ruin your health quicker than sweet fruit. It will destroy your immune system. It will give you chronic fatigue, and you don't get enough protein. And this is coming from a fat dude who can't even run around the block. And again, this is not hatred. This is just clarifying points here, you know what I mean? This is objective information. Don't take fitness and health advice from fat, overweight people who can't even run around the block. You know what I mean? So Dave says that fruit will give you chronic fatigue. I don't even have to get into that one, do I? David also said recently in a talk in Melbourne that if you do 80-10-10 for more than 4 years, you start to go downhill. You know what I mean? It's like, hang on, Doug Graham, 30 years, and he's so on top of the fucking hill, people avoid him from their festivals. They avoid him from their great health debates. They avoid Doug Graham at all costs and go, get that fucker out of here. He's telling too much truth. Get him out. And that Duran Rider dude, get lawsuits on him now. Shut him up while you can. Doesn't work though. So it's, after 4 years, what happens is you start to see through all the bullshit that people are saying, and you're going, hang on, man, this is crap. You guys are fat, you're overweight, you're on drugs, you can't even run around the fucking block, and you're telling us, athletes doing no drugs who are smashing it, that we're going to burn out. It's like, hey, man, lose some weight, wake up, give yourself some tough love, self-respect, get off the drugs, get off whatever the fuck you're eating that makes you fat, and get real, really real. So Dave Wolfe, and this says, Dave, you can't be a vegan. Vegan's good for you as a cleanse. You can't be a vegan. Dave Wolfe says you can't be a vegan And so I've been vegan for 10 years. This morning I've set my fastest ever time up a hill I've been riding since 1998, 12 years ago, coming up 13 years ago. Been riding the same fucking hill called Corkscrew Road. It's always a bitch every time, but today I did my fastest time ever. I did a 9:25, which is fucking fast, man. You know, I'll blow my own banana. That is a fast time, 9:25 up Corkscrew. You know, I was sitting on 360 watts the whole way up. So when someone says vegan's not a long-term option, and they're fat with man boobs, you know that they're selling colostrum, deer placenta, deer antler, ant extract, and just being all wishy-washy and just sort of flaking in and huxing in on any sort of community and just tell them good things about their bad habits. You can't be a vegan. I'm overweight. I can't run around the block and I can't do no push-ups with good form and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I need stimulants to wake up and give myself a good talk to the audience when I'm giving them infomercial. But you can't be a vegan because there's no such thing as any fit, healthy vegans on the planet. Another thing Dave says is you won't get enough minerals in fruit because, you know, there's not enough minerals in the soil and all this stuff, but I've got little magic canisters of fruits, extracts. You know, goji berries are good though. Grow in the same soil, but somehow they get more minerals. You know what I mean? It's like, hang on, okay, let's say that fruit doesn't give enough minerals. Fruits and greens don't give enough minerals, you know what I mean? Then how about we just add some superfoods in? That should work, shouldn't it? Oh no, not according to Mr. Wolfe. Mr. Wolfe says that 80-10-10, you cannot do it. It doesn't work. When asked what does work, Dave says, well, you know, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, plant foods, animal products, whatever. You know what I mean? But 80-10-10 doesn't work. It's got the most greens out of any nutritional program on the planet. It's the most biologically consistent, you know, fucking program out there. Makes sense. Eat some greens, eat some fruit. You're good. You get your sleep, sun, fun, water, exercise. Sweet. But that's too simple and there's not enough money in it. And these hucksters want to make the dollars, man. So they sell you whatever. They huckster you, bullshit you, multi-level market you, infomercialize you, give you Latin names and some spiritual woo-woo bullshit. Charismatic, neuralistic programming, hypnotism, all these things is hitting you. Boom, 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 boom. It's like Street Fighter, man. It's just like, boop. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff. You know, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, you can see the similarities there. Magical spells from the spiritual woo-woo masters. So fruit doesn't have enough minerals in it. 80-10-10 doesn't have enough minerals in it because it's not enough greens. What's more green promoting the 811? You know, there's so much greens in there. It's just like, what? So again, it's just people talking stuff but can't really say much. So is David Wolfe fat because he doesn't exercise? I think exercise is important. I've never actually heard David Wolfe recommending exercise because, you know, what those people do is sit around smoking bongs, taking ayahuasca, magic mushrooms, and LSD, lysergic acid diethylamide, going, hey, it all just is, and, you know, hey ho, cacao, you know, all this crazy stuff, man. Why don't these dudes exercise? They can't. They're on such low carb diets, all fatted out, fatigued out, cacaoed out. They can't have exercise. Their glycogen's low. They just all show smokes, mirrors, bells, and whistles. Exercise? I can't exercise. Run up a hill fast and all the crazy vegans and raw vegans? I can't do that. I'm just going to sit up here on my little stage and talk bad mouth about them. So exercise, is that why Dave Wolfe's fat? He doesn't do enough exercise. He can't exercise in that diet. Nobody following the David Wolfe diet. That's the new book, David Wolfe diet. Nobody following that can exercise. Why? Because it's so restrictive in carbohydrates. It's so airy, fairy, subjective, spiritual, whatever. You can't follow it. You can't sustain it. There's no defined path that Dave Wolfe promotes. The David Wolfe diet, if there was, I guess it'd make you look like David Wolfe. Fat, out of shape, on drugs, talking subjective nonsense, and just, you know, being a huckster. Is David Wolfe fat from all the chocolate he eats? Well, bananas are bad, but chocolate's okay, according to our friend, our lovely, cuddly avocado friend, David Wolfe. You know what I mean? Cacao's good, but fruit, dates, and bananas, they're bad. Why are they bad? Because you can't make the moolah, man. You can't sell them online, really, you know what I mean? The date people do. I guess they don't need as much money as Dave Wolfe needs. I mean, it's like cacao's good, but fruit's bad. You know what I mean? Theobromine is classified as a neurotoxin. I'm just going to put that out there. It's classified as a neurotoxin. So these people are saying, eat cacao, it's magic, you know, best food ever. But bananas? No. Crazy. Is David Wolfe fat because he, you know, he doesn't publicly humiliate people like I do? Well, actually he does. He puts lawsuits against me and other people. And at a talk recently, he demanded someone hand over their phone, in a quite aggressive manner. And so there's all this airy fairy, lovey dovey stuff, but behind the wolf, in sheep's clothing, we see a different thing. Another thing Dave Wolfe says, you can't eat sweet fruits because they don't have seeds in them. Dates have seeds. Oh, you can't eat dates because they will impact my goji berry sales and my chocolate sales. Because when you eat dates, you don't want anything sweet afterwards, and you can't eat the chocolate afterwards, and you can't buy the Sacred Heart Love chocolate and all this stuff. You know what I mean? So don't eat fruit that doesn't have seeds in them. But eating fruit with seeds in them, no, you can't do that because that will impact my sales. Don't do that. Colostrums from hybrid dairy cows, that's okay because you can sell it at 150 bucks a fucking pound. But bananas at 30 cents, 80 cents, $2 a pound, you can't sell them online. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense, but it makes a lot of dollars. Bag fruit's bad for business. Get people filling up on the plastic multi-level marketing canisters of bullshit. And then when they get dropped off the deep end, they still love your charismatic ways and cuddly, friendly on the surface mannerisms, but they come to your talk and they want some more information, and I've got a new product to give them. Always new things, like a sales rep. Oh, this one's good. Last year's model was great, but this one's even better. Is changing the program again and again. I don't blame it. We live in this full-on like click, 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 TV mentality, mindset, society, where it's constantly, boom, 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 up and date, the latest, greatest thing. Health fundamentals do not change. Carbohydrates from favorite fruits, sleep sufficient, hydration sufficient, exercise, sunshine, fun, life purpose. These are fundamental health things. Sleep, water, sugar, your first three. So you take care of those, and you soon don't need all these guru, huckster, snake oil crew, poncho, bong smoking, ayahuasca, shaman worshippers. And you start to go, hang on, I don't want to kill animals because that's fucking crazy shit. I don't want to kill a cow or a deer or a sheep or a bison or a squirrel or a rat or a cat. I don't want to do that. Plants, yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? Some of these gurus say that killing a plant is just the same as killing a cat or a rat or a mouse or a horse. It's just the same. Plants have feelings too. I'll tell you what, go and interview people who pull carrots out of the ground and ask them, have you ever heard a carrot scream? Do you feel torture and torment? Do you have nightmares about pulling carrots out of the ground or chopping up celery on the salad board? Do you have nightmares of peeling bananas and just feeling, and then you'll interview people who work in slaughterhouses, even some humane certified slaughterhouses. Do you have nightmares where you're killing stuff? And people go, yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. You know what I mean? Go and interview farmers who have to shoot their animals to feed the grass-fed production line. And they're like, well, yeah, I feel a bit guilty killing my friends, but it's like, it's money, it's like, it's fucked up, man. Grass-fed, local, organic, whatever. You're killing fucking animals, it's fucking crazy shit. Stop doing it. Follow your heart. Fuck the hucksters. Fuck the snake oil crew, man. You know what I mean? People say you can't be a vegan. I'm like, come out and train with us, man. We'll show you can be a vegan. These people don't give a fuck, man. If they give a fuck, they would ask us. They would say, hey, what are you guys doing? How come it's working for you? Interesting. Maybe I want to try that. No, they want us out. They want us dead. They want us, suppressed legally, physically, metaphorically, literally out there. They want us off the planet. They don't want us being a voice. I'll tell you what, we're going to be a voice. We're going to be allowed a voice. We're going to keep saying it and saying it and saying it until people get it and do it and listen to it and feel it and, live it, instead of being hucksters, liars, scammers, cheaters, whatever. You can't be a vegan. You can't live on fruits as vegetables. You can't be, blah, blah, blah. It's like bullshit, man. You can. We're living proof, So, a lot of people go, oh, Harley, that's pretty aggressive what you say, I don't really appreciate that. So I thought aggressive is watching your housemate die because they get fucking bad information. Watching people's health get ruined apart. Watching your whole raw food community go, oh, actually, I went to someone's talk and they said you can't eat too much fruit, so I'm not going to eat fruit. And then they just like disband from the whole raw food scene. Oh, try that raw food thing, it doesn't work, cacao's adrenal fatigue, and no, it's actually just bananas, and no, it's the cacao, man. You know what I mean? So people just don't want us around talking this stuff. So what's my advice to Dave? Firstly, get off the drugs, man. Get off the magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, cacao, bongs, whatever you're doing, man. Go drug free. Go 100% straight, man. The best high in life is living healthy and fit. Life's too short to be high on anything but life itself, man. You don't need coffee. You don't need green tea. You don't need mate. You don't need all that shit. Get it out of your life. Get rid of the bongs, the magic mushrooms, ayahuasca. Just fuck it all off. Be a representation of drug-free health and fitness, man. That's my recommendation, firstly. Secondly, eat enough carbohydrates. I know you like fruit. Eat enough of your favourite fruits. Get rid of the fucking carb phobia. Get back to your vegan roots. You know what I mean? Vegans where it's at. Unless you're just some huckster just faking it the whole time, get back to what you know in your heart is the real thing to do. Get back to that. Get sleep. Go to bed early, man. Get off this late night bullshit or whatever, trying to be some, you know, Haliobreatharian spiritual fucking essence, whatever, man. Get back to real grounding fucking reality, bro. That would be my suggestions. And then that way you can slowly incorporate some more activity into your lifestyle because it's easy because you've got enough carbs, you've got enough water, you've got enough sleep, your kidneys and liver aren't recovering from all the drug abuse, and you're going to get more active, do a bit of jogging, a bit of weights, a bit of lifting, a bit of martial arts, whatever. Hiking's great, bike riding. I'd love to see David Wolfe riding a bike sometime instead of, driving around in the SUVs and or whatever. I'd love to see Dave Wolfe to get on the bike and, get out there and be fit. Because if you're a voice man for health and you're fat and unfit, people like us are going to ridicule you, man. And it's, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete, but you can be fit, man. Really fit, looking well, slim, lean, fit, and strong. That's what we're advising David Wolfe. So next time Dave Wolfe does a talk, ask him, Dave, you're fat. What's up? How come you don't do this X, Y, Z? So there you go. Hopefully that answers the questions. My opinion, why David Wolfe is overweight, why he's fat, why he's got man boobs. And again, it's not just because Dave Wolfe's got a lawsuit against me, it's not me going, oh, crazy, crazy. This is just what I've wanted to say for a long time and finally got the motivation to say it and openly speak up about it because I feel anybody can be silent and be a hypocrite and pretend they don't judge when in fact they do judge. So I'll be open about it. I do judge. I promote judgment, critically thinking, because I think staying silent is not the loving thing to do when people are destroying their health, spreading bad information around. Speak up, because we get taught in this health food community, don't say anything, just be silent, let people work out what works for them and you can't say whatever. It's like, fuck that, man. Too many people are getting dropped off the deep end. They're getting anorexia, they're getting drug dependence, they're getting obesity, they're getting chronic fatigue, they're hating healthy life. They think, oh, this is too much hassle, because they're getting told, sold, and, bought out all these crazy complex programs, you know what I mean? What happened to health fundamentals? You know what I mean? What happened to health gurus who are healthy and fit? You know what I mean? Who gave objective advice? What we're seeing in 2011, we're seeing last, 30, 70, 80 years of health information, 100 years plus health information coming to where we are today. It's coming to that point of progression, you know what I mean? Versus let's just stay in the dark ages, let's stay in tradition, let's be a culture vulture, let's be a plastic shaman and pretend that we give a fuck when all we do is we just confuse as the next person. We're following some low carb program, Dr. Atkins style. Cholesterol's good, saturated fat, more the better. Hey ho, cholesterol, saturated fat. Let's cure the world's problems and eat more fucking cholesterol. Doesn't work, man. Plant more fruit trees. Get out there and exercise. Use your body. You know what I mean? Promote. Vegan isn't dogma in some fucking belief. Vegan's human physiology, you know what I mean? You see the claws here? These are hands, man. These are for peeling fruits and plants, not for ripping apart flesh. See these teeth here, man? It's for ripping up fruits and veggies and, plants, man. All this whole thing, oh, you got to be a vegan because that's what our cultures do. I'll tell you what. So I'm reading this book right now, the old Weston A. Price classic, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. And in it, I encourage people to read this book. It's like all the people say, oh, this book, what about the Eskimos and the Inuits? And it's like, what about the other cultures he's saying that eat lots of carbohydrates, grains, fruits, and tubers? Oh, hang on. We forgot to include that. It's amazing, so if you want to use cultures, if you want to be a culture vulture, then hey, add it all in. Don't just cherry pick information. My suggestion is follow your human physiology, follow your heart. Follow children. Put children in a fruit orchard and see what they do. They go, oh, look at that cherry thingy. Look at that mango. Let's try that. Dude, when you put a child in a freaking pet shop, does it start smashing the cages and biting things? You know what I mean? If you put a a child in a petting zoo, does it start jumping on the goat and biting into it and going, I'm getting my omega-3s and CLA acids and fatty acids and EPA, DHA. When you put a kid with the dolphins at SeaWorld, does it start biting the dolphin's nose for EPA? It doesn't, man. You know what I mean? We're not omnivores, man. We're survival machines. We will eat anything to survive. Humans eat each other in history, man. So all these people saying, oh, but you got to eat meat because that's what the cultures did. It's like bullshit. You know what I mean? Humans in our past evolution, whatever you believe in, creation, evolution. We ate humans in the past. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're saying that we should continue what we did in the past, then hey, let's do it. Let's start eating each other. Not, what I mean? So again, is there anyone out there who's reversing heart disease on a meat, animal-based diet, high-fat diets? No, doesn't happen. So hopefully that makes sense to people. That's where gurus make the mistake. They buy into this whole, you can't be a vegan, vegan's just a spiritual ideal mentality. You know what I mean? They buy into that. They buy into the carb phobia. They buy into exercises for lunatics. They buy into all these things, you know what I mean? They buy into like drug-free lifestyles for straight people. I'm not straight. It's like they buy into all these limiting self-beliefs. They buy into this more money's better mindset, more chicks is better mindset. They buy into these things and they just get huckstered themselves. They become hucksters and then they are huckstering themselves over. So be careful not to get caught in that rut. You know, again, just follow your heart. Common sense things. It doesn't matter how many books you've read and how many people you know and have talked with and stuff like that. If you don't do what you know, or if you don't get the right information to start with, or if you buy into the limiting beliefs and just get dropped off the deep end, that's what happens, man. So it doesn't matter if you've been a guru for 17 years. If you if you have the discipline or whatever and you head in the wrong direction, man, you're gonna have a lot of problems. So hopefully that makes sense. So what in 2011 we see is we need people who are going to be leaders and go, hey, no, I'm not going to go backwards. I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm going to go forwards. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to say what's convenient. I'm not going to say what impresses people. I'm going to say what needs to be said. When that happens, leaders are formed, man. So that's what happened in 2011. Having a whole, a chunk down of the whole raw food, health food industry. The hucksters are getting shown the door. Come back when you're ready. Come back when you're off the drugs. Come back when you're fit. Come back when you're transparent and objective. Until then, you're in the sin bin, and you can throw legal suits and lawsuits and all these claims and frames and all these whatever things on outspoken whistleblowers like myself, but it's not going to work. We're just going to expose you for your bad behavior. We're going to throw a banana skin at you, and we're not going to let you off the hook. So get your shit together. Keep it real, because real eyes realize real lies. Peace.